Okay. So in the last class, I explained to you the different cases of subject verb inversion. Okay, so now we're going to we have to learn, or we have to remember, that subject verb inversion is used not only for making questions, or yes, so it's also used for expressing emphasis, yes, or for expressing emphasis or formality. So for these three cases is that subject verb inversion is used. Okay, so subject verb inversion with question words. So basically, when we have a question, we have to make sure that when we are taking a certification test, that when they tell you, okay, identify the mistake in the okay, if they tell you identify the mistake in the following sentence, and they tell you something like this, if they say, yes, something like this, okay, I don't know what is she doing. Okay, so you have to say that the mistake is, so what is the mistake? Who knows?
That you are repeating the question.
Yes, what is the mistake here?
What is she doing? Should be,
Uh-huh.
I don't know what she is doing.
I don't know what she's doing. Yes, I'm not asking a question, so I'm declaring, yes.
Yes.
So you, number one, I'm declaring. Number two, I cannot ask a question. I cannot ask a question in the middle of a sentence, yes. So this is a declarative sentence. I don't know. It's a negative declarative sentence. So this is a subordinate clause. So the order of a subordinate clause is linker, subject, verb. Yes. So I have to say, I don't know. I don't know what she is doing. Yes. Okay. I don't know what she is doing. So we have to say, I don't know what she is doing. Okay. This is a correction. But as I was saying last class, it is typical that even among native speakers and English teachers to say, I don't know how do you do it. They say, I don't know how do you do it. So, and I'm like, what? I don't know how you do it, or I don't know how to do it, or I don't know how I can do it. Okay, so here we have questions. What is the homework? So we have, when can I leave? Where are you doing? Where are you going? Where are you going? So because, yes, this is question word auxiliary subject. Yes. Question word auxiliary subject verb or a complement, and we have a question mark. So we have to respect the structure of a question in which the auxiliary comes before the subject. Okay. But when you are declaring like here, it's basically main clause, subordinate clause. Yes, main clause, subordinate clause. How do I know that this is the subordinate clause? Because this comma tells me that I am inverting the order, and the subordinate clause begins with a linker, with a marker, connector of sentences. Yes, a linker marker. So, well, it's one of the functions of question words. Question words are used to ask questions or to connect sentences. Yes. So do you know? So this is the question. That's why we have a question mark here, because this is the question. The second part is the subordinate clause. Yes, subordinate clause, linker, subject, verb, complement. Yes. Okay. Very good. Now, okay, so Blanca, how would you complete this sentence?
Sorry. Okay, the lawyer asked the client why he did it.
Why she did it? Okay,
Yes.
We don't have a question mark. So this is a subordinate clause after a declarative sentence. Main clause, subordinate clause, linker, subject, verb. Why she did it. Okay, why he did it. Okay.
Yes.
Mhm. Okay. Okay, for example, here, number one, the phone company is not certain when will the new directories be ready. So we don't have a question mark. This is a linker of a subordinate clause. So I have to use linker, subject, the new directories, verb will be, and complement ready. I don't know when the new directories will be ready. The professor does not understand. Main clause, subordinate clause, linker, subject, verb, complement. It's correct. Okay. Very good. So, Jessica, yes, continue with number 3.
Okay, how new students can get information about parking?
Mhm.
Um,
Pay attention to the question mark. So is
yes,
it correct
it's
or incorrect?
incorrect. Incorrect.
Yes.
How new students? No, how can new students get information about parking?
Yes, very good. Okay. So this sentence is incorrect. Okay. Felipe, number 4.
Yes, where is it cheapest to get typeset copies printed?
Uh-huh.
Okay, it is a question, but where is it and get and typeset are the same thing, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Where is it cheapest? It's wrong. It's incorrect.
It's correct.
Uh,
Because in this case, remember that we have the concept of subject and subject complement. Yes. When you
Yes.
say John is my best friend, who is John? My best friend. Who is my best friend? John. So you can say John and my best friend are the same person. Yes, but we have subject John and we have subject complement. Yes.
It is it and typeset.
It's the same. So
Okay.
it is cheapest. It is like if you turn it into a declarative sentence, you say it is cheapest to get typeset copies printed in that place, no, in that office.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
So you
It is correct.
It's correct. Okay. So Blanca, number 5.
Only the pilot can tell you how far can the plane go on one tank of fuel.
Mhm.
How far the plane can go on one tank of fuel.
Yes.
It's incorrect, right?
Correct. Yes. Mhm. So we have to say how far is the linker. The subject is the plane. How far the plane can go. Yes, very good. So the next one, Jesse.
What type of security does he prefer for his investments? It's correct.
That's correct. It's a question. Yes. We have to use the structure of a question. Yes. In this case, remember that the question word can be one word or a group of words. In this case, the question word is what type of security. Yes. Okay. So Felipe, yes, number 7.
Yes. Not even the bank president knows when the vault will be opened. It is correct. The linker, we have the subject and the verb.
Yes. We have a subordinate clause. Okay, Blanca, so number 8.
How long it has been since you arrived in the United States? How long it has been? how long has it been since you arrived in the United States? That will be correct, right?
Mhm. Okay, so the next one, Felipe.
Yes, the jury doubts what the witness said under cross-examination. Is correct.
It's correct.
There is a subordinate clause.
Mhm.
What the witness said.
What is the pronunciation of this word?
Doubts.
Doubts. Very good. Yes, when we have B and T, we don't pronounce the B. Like when
B,
we
okay.
have I am in debt, no?
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Okay.
very good. Mhm. So this is correct. And Jesse, number 10.
Do you know why he wants to take an extended leave of absence? It is a question, so it is correct.
Mhm. Yeah, but the question is, do you know, right?
Do you know?
Why he wants is a subordinate clause. It's
Yes.
correct. Okay. So subject verb inversion with inverted expressions of place. So remember that when we say there is a park. Yes, there is a park. Is an inversion because we can say a park is there. A park is there. Yes. So basically, when we front adverbs, adverbials, yes, what is an adverb? An adverb is an expression that answers the question where, when, how, or why. Yes. So when we front adverbials, when we front an expression that answers the questions, so where, when, how, or why, we can use the structure of a question. So when we say a park is there, then we use there is a park. Yes, but for emphasis, there is a park. Yes, okay. Or when you say 3 men are at the office. Yes, so there are some men. There are some men. But what is there? The office, no? 3 men are in the office. So there and in the office are synonyms. So we can use the same structure. There are 3 men. In the office are 3 men. Okay? But pay attention to this. We use 2 structures. One structure in which we use an auxiliary verb, and one structure in which we don't use an auxiliary verb in theory. Yes, because the verb to be is always an auxiliary verb. Okay, but when we don't have an auxiliary verb, yes, like for example, here is the book that you lent me. Yes, so you can say, I'm going to use a parallel structure. Here is the book that you lent me. So what is here? On the desk. On the desk. And what is a synonym of is? Stays. On the book, on the desk, stays what? The book that you lent. And if you notice here, is the same, is using parallel structure. This is the equivalent of saying there is and the object, no? Well, the subject, because in fact, this is the subject. Okay. So of course, sometimes we have to make sure that that we are teaching our students at the level where they are. Yes. So when you say a sentence is subject verb complement, subject verb complement, subject verb complement, and they are struggling to form a sentence like the case of, well, I think that Monica is improving nowadays, and now she can structure, no, and make sentences. But imagine that you are with a student like Monica, or another student that Juan Carlos or somebody else who struggles to speak, and you say, okay, when you speak is subject verb complement, and the student says, oh, teacher, in the sentence there is a park. What is the subject? What would you answer? What would you tell him? If the student tells you, teacher, there is a park, what is the subject?
A park?
No. Yeah, I would say there is a subject. Why? Because I am telling the student that there is a park, subject verb complement. If I tell the student that a park is the subject, which is true, I would be confusing him. Yes, if he would be like, but why the subject is after the verb? You are confusing me because you tell me that there is a park, subject verb complement. So at the level in which a student has low level, basic level students, I'm going to tell the student that there is the subject. Yes, but when you are in advanced levels, yes, students who are taking TOEFL or are taking something like this, you say, this is a subject verb inversion. So it's place, verb, subject, place, verb, subject. Yes. Okay. In this case, yes, you can tell them that the park is, there is a park is the subject. Yes. But with low level students, don't confuse them. If you always say a sentence is subject verb complement, and we have a sentence, there is a park. Okay, there is the subject, is the verb, and park is the complement. Okay. Okay, just for teaching benefits. Yes. Okay. Okay, so here we have, there are the keys that I thought I lost. Okay, if we use a parallel structure and we substitute there for under the rock, and I use as a synonym of are, for example, stay, appear, another one, well, stay, remain. Yes, remain the keys. Yes, that I thought were lost. Okay. You see, under the rock remain the keys that I thought. So we are going to use parallel structure. Yes, what is it? Place, verb, subject. Place, verb, subject. Okay. But in this case, place, verb, subject. Place, verb, subject. Place, verb, subject. But remember, yes, if you want to break the subject verb inversion, you have to use a comma. Okay. So if I say in the closet are the clothes that you want, I can also say in the closet, comma, the clothes that you want are, and this way I break the subject verb inversion and I say complement, comma, subject, verb complement. Yes. Okay. Well, in this case is main clause and subordinate clause. The clothes are main clause that you want, subordinate clause, adjective clause. Okay, around the corner is Sam's house. So place, verb, subject. But you can also say around the corner. You can say around the corner, comma, Sam's house is. Okay, so if you use this comma, you break the subject verb inversion. And then you have to use complement subject verb. Yes. Beyond the mountains lies the town where you will live. Beyond the mountains. Beyond the mountains, comma, the town where you will live lies. Okay. Very good. So it's optional to you. If you have noticed, students who translate, yes, are forced to use subject verb inversion a lot. Because in Spanish, it is very common that we begin sentences with places. When we say, en mi casa vivimos 3 personas, no? And they want to translate. And then they say, in my house. So, and then they have to say, in my house live 3 people. Yes. Of course, if a student tells you, in my house live 3 people, what would you tell the student? That the student is correct or incorrect? What would you tell the student? Your sentence is correct or wrong? If your student is in basic level. In my house live 3 people. What would you tell the student? Hey, bravo, you form a subject. You're using subject verb inversion with places fronted.
And we can say that.
Okay, we cannot say that. We will confuse. So what we would tell the student? That his sentence was correct or incorrect?
Incorrect.
So how would you correct?
Inverting, I'm indicating that the first part of the sentence is the complement.
Yeah, you have to say, you just have to say, if the student says, in my house live 3 people, you say, what is the subject? 3 people.
3
okay?
people.
So 3 people live in my house, yes? Okay, so why? Because we want the students to think in subject, verb, complement, subject, verb, complement. So we want them to master that structure to be able to start thinking in English. So, and when they are experts and they can express themselves with fluency without any problems, they are in advanced levels and they can handle the information for high level structures, then you can say, do you remember that when you were in basic level and you told me 3 people live in my house live 3 people? Well, I told you were wrong, but let me tell you the truth. You were right. Yes, you were using subject verb inversion. Okay, but of course, when you were in first levels, I didn't want to confuse you, so that's why I told you to switch to subject verb complement. Yes, okay, so very good. Let's continue with this. Okay, in the forest are many exotic birds. In the forest, comma, I walked for many hours. Because you cannot say in the forest walked I for many hours. Let's say here. It is important and a bit difficult to understand that the subject and verb will invert after a place inversion at the beginning of a sentence only when the place expression is necessary to complete the sentence. In the forest are many exotic birds. In the forest I walk. If it is relevant, they would say, no? Okay. But don't get to that. In fact, this is a little bit subjective. Who says that the information is relevant or not? So what I would do, in fact, is to tell the students that I would say, okay, what is the parallel here? In the forest, I walk for many hours. Teacher, that a comma is needed here. Yes? So that we don't have to do the inversion. And that's it. Yes? Okay, so if they tell you that only if the information is necessary, remember that information that you can omit, that is unnecessary, you can use commas. So don't get to this kind of, well, for me, at least for me, it's irrelevant to explain this. Only that if you don't want to do the inversion, use a comma, and that's it. Okay. Okay, let's continue. On the second level of the parking lot, Jessica, how would you complete this sentence?
On the second level of the parking lot is empty?
Yeah, but remember that you would need a subject. And empty is not a subject.
No.
This is place, verb, subject. So place, verb, adjective. You can say on the second level of the parking lot is an empty space. You can say that.
Some empty stalls are?
Yeah, but then you would have to use a comma. On the second level of the parking lot, comma, some empty stalls are. So, but you don't have a comma.
Okay.
So you have to use place, verb, subject. Okay.
So are some empty stalls?
Some empty stalls, yes, very good. Place, verb, subject are some empty stalls. What is a stall? A stall is where you can place a car, no?
Mhm.
In fact, this comes, the origin of this word is the place where you put horses, no? So caballerizas. So and they use this that's why they use stalls also for the places where people work, no? Yes. So where like cubicles, yes, we call them cubicles too. Okay. I remember when I was working in a company, an architect was explaining some changes that they were going to do. And I remember that he said, y en esta área es donde vamos a instalar las caballerizas. And I was like, what? What do you say? Sí, las caballerizas. What's that? Ah, well, so the cubicles where the office workers will work. Ah, so is that the name? Yes, that's the name in Spanish, caballerizas, the technical name. And I was like, oh, so office workers are horses. Oh, good. Or donkeys. Okay, so in the eyes of the architect, no? Okay, in front of the house were some giant trees. Place, verb, subject. There a big house is on the corner. So if you can say a big, here you can correct this sentence in two forms. A big house is on the corner, comma, there. Or there, comma, a big house is on the corner. Or the form, there is a big house on the corner. Yes. Okay, number 3, Felipe, yes.
Yes, in the cave was a vast treasure of gems and jewels. It is correct.
It is correct. Place, verb,
Yes.
subject. Yes.
Yes.
Correct. Okay. Blanca.
To the north, the stream is that the settlers will have to cross.
$2,375. Después tenemos el Talmor.
It's
What is-
incorrect.
Yes, what is the place?
The place to the north.
Okay, very good. Yes, the place is to the north. Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
it's just that I didn't like. It was so strange to me.
To the north. And what is the verb?
We'll have to cross.
No,
No,
no.
is
Is to the north is what? What is the subject?
the settlers.
No, the stream. To the
Ah,
north
yeah.
is the stream. Why? Because if you notice here that the settlers will have to cross is the subordinate clause. This is subordinate, this is a linker, subject, verb. So what you have to analyze is this part. To the north, the stream is. So hacia el norte está el arroyo. So to the north
The stream.
is the stream. To the north is the stream. Yes.
Yes, that the settlers will have to cross.
Okay, so
Okay.
this is incorrect. So Jesse, let's continue to the next one.
Okay, around the corner are the offices that you are trying to find. It is correct because it's the same case as the last one.
Yes.
That you have first the place, then the verb, and then the subordinate clause.
And subject and then subordinate clause. Around the corner place, verb are, the office is subject, and then the subordinate clause. Very good, Felipe.
Yes, at the Italian was the food too spicy for my taste? The Italian restaurant is the place. Was is the verb, and the food too spicy for my taste is the subject.
Mhm.
So it is correct.
It is correct. Mhm. Okay. So it sounds like to me like we need to use a comma, or we have to use the food, which is but it's correct. So for me, the best form would be an Italian restaurant with
Yes.
the food which is too spicy for my taste. But okay. But yes, grammatically speaking, the original sentence is correct. Okay, Blanca, number 7.
Okay, nowhere in the world farmers can grow such delicious food.
Okay, in the case in which we have an auxiliary verb, we have to use place. Then we have to use auxiliary verb. We have to use subject. We have to use verb. And we have to use the complement. Yes, like the structure of a question. Okay.
Okay, so it's correct.
Nowhere in the world. No. The place is nowhere in the world.
Nowhere in the world.
What is the auxiliary?
Can.
Can. What is the subject?
Delicious food.
No.
No, yes, that is the object. Sorry, it's farmers.
Farmers. Nowhere in the world can farmers. Normally for you to well, for you not to be like trying to find information here and here and here. Normally the information in this kind of sentences is like you have to switch two words. In this case, can farmers. Like the stream is the stream. Yes. So when we have incorrect sentences like a big house is a big house. Yes. So there are only two elements that we have to switch. Yes. Nowhere in the world can farmers grow such delicious food. Okay, this is incorrect. Jesse.
I was wondering that if in number 6, isn't it correct to say at the Italian restaurant the food was too spicy for my taste?
Yeah, but you have to say at the Italian food, at the Italian what?
At the Italian restaurant, the food was too spicy for my taste.
Yes, but if you say that, you have to say at the Italian restaurant, comma,
Okay.
to break the subject verb inversion.
Okay. So number 8, in the backyard, the 2 trees are that need to be pruned. Pruned?
Print like cut, trim.
Okay, yes. Okay, the pronunciation is pruned.
Pruned.
It is incorrect. In the backyard are the 2 trees that need to be pruned.
Yes, very good. Okay, Felipe.
Yes, around the creation hall and down the path are the tents where we will be staying this week. Well, if we say around the recreation hall and down, comma, the path
No.
are the tents, no?
No, it's place and place. So you have to say around the recreation hall and down the path. Yes. So it's like
Okay.
here and here and there. No, it's like to say that.
Okay, so around the creation hall and down the path. If we continue with the subject verb inversion, it's okay. Are the tents where we will be staying, or we can put a comma.
Yes, if
Comma.
you notice,
Yes.
all of this is a very long
Yes.
place just to confuse you.
And I was confused.
Yes, that's why we
Okay.
say subject. Okay, this is the place, verb, and subject. Yes, and this is a subordinate clause. Yes, another story. Okay, thanks. Okay,
So
Blanca.
it is correct.
It is correct. Normally, when they give you this kind of, you also have to, they say, if you want to be an expert in a test, in answering tests, think like the person who did the test. So when you are in the same frequency with the person who did the test, you will say that you know, no, like that you
Mhm.
are able to master this kind of tests. So basically, if you notice, you can say, oh, how can I confuse my students in this kind of exercise? Oh, I'm going to give them very long places so that they can. So normally when the place is very long, the sentence is correct. Okay.
Okay,
So
okay. Thank you. Thank you.
it was just a distractor. Okay, Blanca.
Okay, in the apartment next to mine, a family was that had a lot of pets.
Uh-huh. Let's see if you can find the distraction.
I think it's correct.
Yes, it's correct. The distraction is the comma. When they take when this comma was not used, the comma was not used anywhere else, but this comma is used to break the subject verb inversion. So it's place, comma, subject verb complement.
Yes.
It's correct. Okay. Very good. Subject verb inversion with negative, but with negative adverbs. Yes, why? Because if I say nobody has, well, nobody had told me. Nobody had told me. Yes, this sentence is correct. Why? Because nobody is a negative pronoun. So it takes the position of the subject. So subject, verb complement. There's no need to use subject verb inversion. We have to use subject verb inversion only when we use negative adverbs. Yes, negative adverbs at the beginning of the sentence. Not once, one time. How many times? Yes. Remember, another answers the question where, when, how, or why. So with negative adverbials, yes. With negative adverbials, yes. Okay. For example, only you will love me. Only you will love me. In this case, only you. I don't take it like a negative, but for me it's not a negative, but it's that's why I normally teach negatives and adverbials beginning with only, like separate cases. But in this book they take it like the same case. But again, only you is a pronoun. I don't use subject verb inversion. So nobody had told me. Little had they told. Little had anybody told me. Little had anybody told me. Yes. So little is an adverbial. Yes, auxiliary subject verb, which is the structure of a question. Yes. Okay, and here, only you will love me. Only in this moment will you love me. So only in this moment is an adverb, auxiliary subject verb. So in this sentence, well, this structure is easy in the sense that you say when you have a negative adverb and when you have a negative adverb, you have to use the structure of a question. When a negative adverb is fronted, use the structure of a question. So not once, negative adverb, structure of a question, auxiliary subject verb. Did I miss a question? No question word, no question mark, no pronunciation of questions. Not once did I miss a question. No, it's not once did I miss a question. Never. Adverbial, auxiliary subject verb. Has Mr. Jones taken a vacation? At no time, negative. Can the woman talk on the phone? Yes, okay. So at no time can the woman talk on the phone. Yes. Okay. Here, hardly ever, negative. auxiliary subject verb. Does he take time off? Only once, negative, auxiliary subject verb. Did the manager issue overtime paychecks? Okay. So let me. Okay. So we can use the negatives also in subordinate clauses. I don't want to do it and neither negative, but it's also a linker. And neither does John. So it's a negative linker, then auxiliary subject verb. The secretary is not attending the meeting, nor negative linker, so then auxiliary subject verb, yes? And nor is her boss. Only in extremely dangerous situations. So Felipe, how would you complete this sentence?
Yes, only in extremely dangerous situations. Will the printing process be stopped? Letter D.
Letter D. Okay. So these are the some negative adverbs that we can use. No, barely, not, hardly, never, only, neither, rarely, nor, scarcely, seldom. Of course, they can come with other words together, no? Together with other words. For example, seldom, no? Seldom at any given time of our lives we have so much fun as today. Yes. So what is the negative? Seldom at any given time of our lives. Yes, because at any given time of our lives accompanies the expression seldom. Okay, so after this expression, we use auxiliary subject verb. Auxiliary subject verb, okay? I tell you this because when I'm teaching this kind of courses, it is very common that my students say, okay, seldom we had so much fun as today at any given time of our life. Yes, but they at any given time of our lives is accompanying the expression seldom. Okay, so okay, so we have this. Okay, never the boy wrote to his sister. After never, we have to use auxiliary subject verb. How would you complete this sentence, Jessica? How would you correct it?
It's in past. Okay, never did the boy write to his sisters.
Perfect. Never did the boy write to his sisters, yes? Yes, on no occasion, yeah, because we didn't have an auxiliary, and what you did was correct, like wrote past. Okay, auxiliary verb did. Okay. On no occasion did they say that to me. Okay, number 3, Blanca. Tell me if this is correct or not.
Steve did not win the prize, nor did he expect to do so. It's correct.
It's correct. If you notice, yes, the negative is here. Nor did he. Nor negative auxiliary subject verb. Yes, okay. It's correct. So, Felipe, number 4.
Yes, only once in my life gone I have to New York City. It is incorrect. Only once in my life have I gone to New York City.
Yes, very good. So,
It's correct.
Jessica.
Did he go out of the house at no time? But it's a question, but there is no question mark. So
Okay. So you have 2 options.
to
One option.
change it to past, simple past.
One option is to
Okay.
use the question mark. Yes.
Okay, or on the other hand, we can say this the statement in past, right?
No,
No, he went out.
front the negative at no time.
Okay.
At no time.
Yes. At no time did he go out of the house.
Yes. At no time did he go out of the house. Yes. Okay.
Yes. I was forgetting the negative. Yes.
Okay, so this is incorrect. Okay, Blanca.
Okay. Seldom their secretary has made such mistakes. It's correct.
No, because the negative is seldom. So
Yes.
after seldom, auxiliary subject verb. So you have to pay attention that you have negative plus auxiliary plus subject plus verb plus complement. Okay.
So seldom
What is the auxiliary in this sentence? The secretary.
has.
Okay.
Seldom
Seldom has what?
has the secretary
Uh-huh.
made such mistakes.
Yes, seldom has their secretary made such mistakes. Very good. Okay, the next one is Felipe. No sooner.
Yes, sorry, I was muted, sorry. No sooner had she hung up the phone that it rang again. I think it's correct. No sooner had is the auxiliary. And she is the the subject, and hung up is the verb.
Very good,
Correct.
Jesse.
Kayla did not arrive late for work, nor she left early. The negative is nor.
Okay.
So we need the nor did she leave early?
Nor did she leave early. Very good. Yes. Nor did she leave early. Okay. Very good. And this is incorrect. Okay, the next one, Blanca.
Barely had he finished the exam when the graduate assistant collected the papers.
In this case, the negative is barely. Yeah, so.
Barely, yes. Okay, and it's negative. Yes, it's correct.
Very good. Felipe.
Yes, the police did not arrive in time to save the girl, and neither did the paramedics. It is correct.
It is correct. Very good. Yes. Okay. invert the subject and verb with conditionals. Yes. Okay. When we have a conditional, remember that we have three kinds of conditionals. 0, first, second, no, fourth. 0, first, second, and third. No? So, and we said that when we have first conditional, you know that you have first conditional because you have okay. So when you have 0 conditional, yes, it's 0 conditional. 0 conditional is present. Present if present, yes. Okay, so I feel happy. Well, let me put the same stroke, the same sentence in all of them. I pass my tests. I pass my test if I study hard. So remember that we can invert the order. If present, comma, present. Yes. Then we have if present, comma, present. So I can say if I study hard, comma, I pass my test. Yes. Okay. Then what is the inversion? The inversion is to eliminate if because if sounds weak. If I study hard. So what do you have to do? Eliminate if and use should. Should I study hard? Yes, should I study hard? Like a question, no? But auxiliary subject verb, but it's not a question. Should I study hard? I pass my tests. Okay. This is for 0 condition. Okay. For first conditional, we use will if present. I will pass my tests if I study hard. If present, plus will, no? If I study hard, I will pass my tests, yes. Inversion, the same. Should I study hard? I will pass my test. Should I study hard? I will pass my test, yes. What is the difference between 0 and first conditional? That 0 conditional is true 100% of the times, and first conditional is true, let's say 75% of the time. Yes, it's highly probable, but okay. Okay. Second conditional, second and third conditional are the unreal conditionals. Yes, we imagine and we have to speak in past. So in this case, what is the past of will? Would. Would if present, past. What is the past of present? Is past, no? So if I pass, I would pass my tests if I studied hard. So this means that I am just dreaming. I never study hard. I never pass my test. So yes, I would, yes. If I studied hard, I would pass my tests. Yes, the inversion is made with should or with were. Yes, so we say, should I study hard? I would pass my tests. Yes. Or I can say, where I supposed, suponiendo que, where I supposed to study hard, yes, I would pass my test. But normally in this sentence, we eliminate the suppose and we say, were I to study hard, I would pass my tests. Were I to study hard, yes. Okay, I'm just putting suppose in parentheses for you to know where this expression comes from. No, should I? Yes, should I to study hard? Yes. Okay. Now, and the third conditional, is would have. The past of would is would have. Past participle verb. And the past of the past is past perfect. For example, this sentence, I would have passed, let me put it down here. I would have passed my test if I had studied hard, yes. Okay, so we can also use, we can front if to for emphasis. If past perfect and would have past participle. Okay, so then we say, if I had studied hard, I would have passed my test. So what is the inversion? The inversion in this case is simple. We use front had. We say, had I studied hard, I would have passed my test. I would have passed my test. If the sentence contains a negative, you leave the negative before the verb. So, had I not failed, had I not failed my tests, I would have gone on vacations. Had I not failed my test, I would have gone on vacations. Yes. Okay. Had I not failed. You can say, hadn't I failed, but this is only for, hadn't I failed my test, but this is only for speaking. Hadn't I failed my test? Okay. So these are the different forms of subject verb inversion with conditions. Okay. So are you, Evelyn, you are there? Are you listening to us?
Yes, I am.
Yes, okay, very good. Okay. So if he had taken more time, yeah, tell me. But okay. So if he had taken more time, the results would have been better. Had he taken more time, the result would have been better. So third conditional, we just place if at the beginning. I would help you if I were in a position to help. So you can do the inversion here, or you can front it. I would help you if I were in a position to help. I would help you were I in a position to help. The intention is always to eliminate if and place the auxiliary verb first. In this case, had, were, or should. If you should arrive before 6, just give me a call. Should you arrive before 6, just give me a call, okay? So subject verb inversion with conditionals is made with 3 auxiliaries. Would, should, would and should for, well, should for 0 and first conditional, would for, would and should for second conditional, and had for third condition. Okay. So let's continue. Okay, Felipe, how would you complete this?
Yes, the report would have been accepted. Let me see. More care being taken in checking its accuracy.
Okay, the report would have been accepted. Had more care been taken?
Okay, had more care. Yes, letter D, had more care been taken. It was said.
Auxiliary subject verb, yes. Had more care
Verb, yes.
been taken. Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, very
Yes.
good. Had more care been taken. Okay. Okay. Where he were here is if he were here. He would help. If he were here, he would help. Okay. Were our neighbors a bit more friendly? So if our neighbors were more friendly, no, a bit more friendly. So this is correct. Okay. It would be somewhat easier. There are plenty of blankets in the closet. If, should you get them? Well, there are 2 ways to correct this. One is that you say, if you should get cold, or should you get cold? Yes. Okay, number 3, Jessica.
Has he enough vacation days left this year? He will take 2 full weeks off in December. It's incorrect.
Yeah, because for inversions, we only use should, were, or had. What conditional is this? You have will. What conditional is this?
Will is second
No.
condition. No, it's the first. Sorry, the first
conditional.
condition. Yes.
So what is the auxiliary verb that you can use for first condition for subject verb inversion?
It should.
Should, yes. Okay, should. Then you have to say, should he have? Should he have enough vacations?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, very good, Blanca. Yes, the next one.
Had we been informed of the decision, we might have had something to say about it. It's correct.
It's correct. Third conditional.
Yes.
Okay, number 5. I would like to know. Okay, Felipe.
Yes, I would like to know, could you help me pack these boxes? I would like to know, will you help me pack these boxes? Is the second conditional.
Second conditional, yes.
It says, I would like to know. In that case, we need to use the where, no? Instead of
Where?
if. Yes, where you help me pack these
Where-
boxes.
Were you to help me?
Were you to help me?
Were you to help me? Were you to help me? Why were you to help me? Because were you supposed to help me? When you use
Yes.
suppose,
Yes.
were you supposed to
Were
help
you to help me?
Were you
Okay.
to help me? I would like to know.
So it is, I would like to know where you could,
But okay, I would like to
it
know,
is like, were you to help me, no?
were you to help
So
me,
it's
or
incorrect. Yes. If you could help me.
were you able?
Okay. Well,
Were
were
you able to help me?
to help me?
Because could expresses a certain kind of ability, no? So, or possibility, so able. Were you able to help me? Yes, if you want.
Mhm.
Okay, or should you be
Okay.
able to help me?
Okay. Thanks.
Should you be able? Mhm. Okay, the next one, Blanca.
He would have been in big trouble had not he remembered the assignment at the last minute. It's incorrect.
Yes,
And
no, it's correct. Why? Because this is the conditional. He would have been in big trouble if
yes,
he had not remembered. If he had not remembered, we eliminate if and we place had at the beginning. Had he not remembered? Yes.
but we don't have the if nor the
No. Okay, no, we don't have if, but you have to know that if should be here. Had he not
Yes.
remembered? Had he not remembered? No? Had he not remembered?
remembered.
So wait, if he had not, sorry, if he had not remembered. Okay, what is the rule? What is the rule for inversion? Eliminate if and place had at the beginning. But it's yes, it's negative because of the not.
And you have the subject after.
Yes. So then if he had not remembered, then to eliminate this is had first, he had he not remembered. Yes. Yes, this is the answer. So you were right, it's incorrect. Okay, Jesse.
If your friends come to visit, will they stay in a hotel or at your house? It is correct because it's the first conditional, but you have a question at the end.
And you don't have inversion if your friends come to visit.
Yes.
Yes, so the sentence is correct.
Yes.
Okay, of course, if you want to use inversion, you have to say, should your friends come to visit? Yes, but this is only if you want to use inversion, but it's correct. Okay, Felipe.
He might be a little more, more successful today. Was he a little more willing to do some hard work? It says the second conditional. I think he might be a little more successful today, where he a little more willing to do some hard work.
Yes,
it is incorrect because of is where.
Yes, many students tell us, teacher, but it was he? Yes, but remember that it's only in it's only for speaking. In speaking that it's accepted to do that. It's what is the explanation? What is the explanation? The grammar explanation. The grammar explanation is that here we use the subjunctive. And what is the subjunctive? The subjunctive form is, in Spanish is para que yo sea, para que tú seas, para que él sea, ¿no? Para que nosotros seamos. Okay? And then in English is it's only one form. So if I were, if you were, if he were, if I another one, another subjunctive, present subjunctive is like when you say cuando yo sea grande, when I am, when you are, when he is. Yes, we use the simple form of the verb. But in past, the past subjunctive is a word for everybody in the form of the verb to be, or the simple form of the verb like should he play? Like, okay. So the next one is just because the explanation is just because we use the subjunctive. Yes, subjunctive. Okay, should you ever visit, Jesse?
Sorry, should you ever visit this town again, I would be delighted to show you around. It is correct.
Okay, yes. Should you ever visit this town again, I would be delighted to show you around. This is correct. Okay, Blanca.
Do you think that she will give the speech where she asked to do so?
You were very lucky.
Me?
Yes, because all your sentences were correct. Well, except for one.
Yes, except for the other one.
Yes,
Yes, this one is correct.
it's
Mhm.
correct because it's, do you think she would second conditional
Yes.
if she were asked to do, if she were asked to do, no? If
Yes.
she were asked, si ella fue, se le pidiera, se le
Mhm.
requisiese, se le requiriera. If she were asked to do, so we eliminate if and we place where at the beginning where she asked to do. Okay, with comparisons, this is only for emphasis, yes? So for comparisons, it's only emphasis. Remember that number one, you have to make sure that your students are comparing similar things, no? Like it's very common that we say, for example, that students say, your shoes are more expensive than me, no? So are you comparing a person with shoes? Because your shoes are more expensive than me, so, or than mine, no, my shoes. Okay, okay, this thing looks obvious, no? But when you have to identify sentence mistakes in sentences like the price of the tickets to go from Mexico to Guadalajara were more expensive than were those, especially when we use those, that, and the one. Yes, it's really confusing for a student. Yes, okay. Then were those going for to Merida, no? Okay, my sister spends more hours in the office than John. It's good. Informal speaking, correct. But of course, the formal form is than John does. Use the auxiliary verb. Yes, use a verb. Why? Because Dan is a marker. What is the rule to when we use markers? That after a marker, we use a verb. Than John does. Okay, and then but if you want to use subject verb inversion, you just invert just to express more emphasis. My sister spends more hours in the office than does John. Okay. So it's just emphasis, just speaking like a poet, no? My sister spends more hours in the office than does John. Yes. Just like that. Okay, Jesse, how would you complete this sentence?
The results of the current experiment appear to be more consistent than were the results of any previous tests.
Yes.
Letter B.
Okay. The candidate has received more votes than has any other candidate in the previous years, correct? Because it's subject verb inversion than any other candidate has in previous years, okay? Obviously, we were much impressed with the performance than were. We are using the verb to be, than were the other members of the audience, yes? Okay, Felipe, number 3.
Yes, the film that we saw last night at the festival was far better than any of the other films. Then
Informally speaking,
Any-
formally speaking is
Yes.
correct. But
yes. Then did any other of films? Because it's past.
the film that we saw, the other film, was far much better. Was
Okay, so was far better
than
than was any of the other films.
that was any of the other films.
Incorrect.
Yes, than was any of the other films. Yes. Okay. Yes, so this is incorrect. Okay. Then Jesse, number 4. The vegetable.
The vegetables at the market this morning were far fresher than were those at the market yesterday. Were far fresher. It is correct.
Yes. The next one, Jesse. Jesse,
I think
Blanca.
it's Blanca.
Blanca.
Okay, I am afraid that is the condition of these tires as bad as the condition of the others? I think it's correct.
No, it's incorrect. Yeah, why? Because number 1, this is a linker that after the linker is subject verb complement. The condition of these tires is the condition of these tires is, but then we have the comparative as bad as.
Yes.
As bad as. The conditions of the others
Are.
is, because we're talking about
Yes,
the condition.
yes, we're talking
As a condition. Or we can use subject verb inversion and say the condition of these tires is as bad as is the condition of the others. Okay, these are the 2 forms to correct this. Yes, why? Because this is a linker, and after a linker is subject and verb. We don't have a verb here, so we have to insert it. But you say, this is a comparative, so I can do an inversion. As bad as the condition of the others is, or as bad as is the condition of the others. Okay, so like a question, is the condition of the others? Okay, Felipe.
Yes, we firmly believe that our team could achieve a much faster time than any of the others. It is incorrect because it should be, we firmly believe that our team could achieve a much faster time than could any of the others.
Or than could any of the others? Or than any
The others could.
Any of the others could. Without emphasis, and for emphasis, than could any of the others. Emphasis or formality as you want to call it. Okay. So Jesse,
Yes.
this apple pie.
This apple pie is not as good as the last one that you made. It's correct.
It's correct. Yes. This apple pie is not as good as the last one that you made. Okay, but as good as is the linker, no?
Yes,
But you have a subordinate clause here. So after a linker, you have subject, verb, and you don't have a verb here. Here you have linker, subject, verb. This is correct. Linker, subject, verb. But here you have linker, subject, you don't have a verb. So it's incorrect. It's
that's
correct
incorrect.
in speaking, but it's not correct
Okay.
in grammar.
This apple pie is not as good as the last one.
The
As
last one
is the last one
was
that you made. As was the last one that you made.
that you made. But if you want to use inversion, you say as good as was the last one
That you made.
you made.
Yes.
Okay, so Blanca, number 8.
On the fishing trip, Bobby caught twice as many fish as anyone else did.
What is your auxiliary? What is your linker? Your linker is as many fish as. After
Yes,
your linker, you have to use subject and verb. What is the subject? Anyone else. What is the verb? Did. So it is
correct.
correct, but you don't have subject verb inversion. In case that you would like to use subject verb inversion,
Mhm.
so you have to say as many as anyone else, and you place the at the before as many as as many fish as did anyone else. Okay,
Yes.
very good, Felipe, the final speaker.
Panel speaker gave us more details than had any of the previous speakers. This is having inversion than had any of the previous speakers, so it's correct.
Correct. Okay, Jesse.
Do you know why does he need to sleep so many more hours than do the others?
There is a distractor here.
Do you need, sorry, do you know why does he need? Why he needs?
Why he needs? Yes. In fact, the subject verb inversion with comparatives is correct, and do the others, but the mistake is here. Then he needs. Why he needs? So it's incorrect. Okay. 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 So we finish.